to this. Some may say I'm ranting, others rambling, but all in all, I'm just speaking about life and my own experience of how I have been living it, and also pointers on either life lessons or just a caution in case, like the previous video talked about going to party and getting in trouble, being in jail cell, and having a weird experience with a guy. Um, Today, it's about independence and when I went to be my own person in my own apartment and starting to pay bills and all that. I moved out from my mom's house when I was 28 years old. Yeah, I waited that long, but I had the safety net of not paying rent and I was going to work, but I was helping out with groceries and chores in the house. So it was not just like slanking and just enjoying the free uh, rent, but it came as like my mom and I, we were like, I'll say we were like roommates. Most of the time during the week, we'll not see each other because either I was going to work early and I come in late when she's already gone to bed, or she also has her own um, responsibilities, goes out to work and travels sometimes. So sometimes I was just like, we'll meet only on weekends, maybe after she's gone to church on Sundays mostly, and that's when maybe she'll find me woken up from either partying or drinking all night. I was not that like every weekend I have to drink or going out. No, sometimes I'll be working all night, transnighting for weeks, and then because I was doing office work and I also was doing my own side projects. Um, I'll say after I graduated, before me moving out when I was 28, I graduated when I was 23 years. It was difficult finding a job, and I had that notion that, oh, I've done a technical course, oh, it's rare, ladies are rare in that industry of work. Oh, well, I we were told, oh yeah, you're going to tarmac or it might happen. That's when you realize people have different uh, lanes to go through in life. For me, I did for a whole year, I was unemployed, but I was also doing my own. I had some clients and I had referrals from a contractor who was a family friend. And at least I would say I was not broke. And I was also making my own jewelry. I was selling it to my mom's friends and other friends and my friends also. So I would not say I was I didn't have a work or I was jobless. I was just staying there waiting for either a miracle to happen or somebody to see my CV through their online application. I went to offices and asked for job. Most of the time, the architectural firms I went to, I'll say there's a little bit of biasing. If you've done degree, that they have a market for that. But if you've done diploma, even if you ask for unpaid internship, they were saying no, which was frustrating. So for a whole year, I was working from home. It reached a point, my mom, so why don't you look for another job like in a different field? Maybe you can wait on tables or do any other job except architectural or building construction. I was rigid because in my mind and in my heart, that's my that was my passion and still is up to date. Uh, I refused to look for other employments in different places. I stuck on it and I'm glad I did. And my mom up to date, she was like, I was still I was not seeing your vision, but I was like, I'm standing on what I chose. Even if it's going to be difficult, it's not smooth sometimes. Other people, I know even from my college classmates, some people have immediately after college, they got employed in the farms that they worked for internship. I did go to the same farm that I did my internship time, but they were not. That time they were not employing and they had already full house. So, but they still said, in case of any opening, we'll reach out to you. So most offices say that, but they never do. But side sidebar, yeah, I was like, okay, it's I'll still go and look for work. I did after during that 1 year, and it was getting frustrating. Even it reached a point that is 2013 to December of 2014. My mom sat me down with the family. We were at the maternal home, and they told me, now since you've not gotten employed in the field that you're looking for work, why don't you in the meantime work in another industry, and in case you get employed in a different industry, or you get recalled back to a different office that deals with whatever you studied, you can go back and do that. I was like, okay. Now I give up, because I've applied applications online, I've gone to offices, I've asked for friends and colleagues, and I tried it all. So that January of 2015, um, the secretary to a chairman in college called me and asked me, there's some architects who are looking for assistants, and since you're the class rep, you can recommend some of the classmates you have who have no employment. I said, okay, I'll speak for myself, and I also speak, they wanted two, preferably a male and female. So my other classmate, the female classmate, had already been employed. So I was like, okay, I'll I'll really want to be employed. So I said, I've not gotten employment. They were shocked. They said, then the way you're aggressive at school. I was like, yeah, I've applied that outside there. It's a different ball game. But I said, okay, I need employment. And she was like, okay. The other one, I recommended my classmate, who was my desk mate. Um, then we were given an appointment to go to the office for an interview. He was told to go first. He went, did the interview. Then I went the next day. Um, the interview was do a house design, and then there was a limited time to see if you can complete a bungalow house design of 3 bedroom and do all the working drawings within a certain time, and do all the working drawings. So I did mine, and we waited. So he went on Monday, I went on Tuesday. Um, by Thursday, I was called by the architect that I had gone to interview for, and he told me the job is mine. So yeah, I was happy and sad at the same time, because my classmate was told he only needs one employer, and he chose me. So he did get employed somewhere else. Um, then I can say for my classmates, almost all of them either got employed, and some of them started their own business. So good, it was a win-win for the whole class. At least you can say 100% everyone is working, even if it's a little, like a few, maybe two or three went to different working, but still do side hustles of projects and their own projects. So they still do come back to architecture. um I was employed somewhere. It was a law in Kilimani, in Nairobi, and I didn't know what I was in for. So I worked as a drafts person. My employee at the time, and the observation I had made, he didn't know how to have teamwork, like working with different people, even if it's the same project or different projects, and consult each other professionally. It turned out I was the drafts person, I was the messenger, I was the secretary, but one salary. It was frustrating for some time. But now I was like, because this is the first opportunity I've gotten in a long time, let me just work and complain at home or rant or talk to my friends about it, and I'll be okay. Um, while I was working there, his wife also was working. It's their own office. It was a bungalow now turned into office space. His wife was a quantity surveyor. Mm, so she also was working from the same space, and she had her own employees, which was weird because she was also asked me to write letters, like be a secretary to her to yeah. So the dynamics of when you start working in the working environment, sometimes people take advantage of your being naive or your innocence, and they think, um, because this is an opportunity we've given you, you take it. So it reached like the first month, when I was the time for paying, for getting my salary, he'll pay me half of the salary and then say he'll pay me the other half in the middle of the month, which was weird because according to the agreement we the first time interviewing, and the salary proposal he had given me, and the agreement we had, I was in the mindset that salary is paid, all of it the same day, so that you can plan your how you your savings, how you're going to use the money, if it's for bus fare, if it's for food, if it's for uh housing and all that. But now I've been paid half, and mind you, I'm living one county away from where I'm working. It's a distance, and the fare was constantly 100 shillings to and fro. So it was just like weird. After that, I stayed there for about 6 months, and I was like, I'm done. But I had given him, on the fifth month, I had given him a notice that I'll stop working. So written and word of mouth, which was a shock afterwards. Uh, Hi, welcome Abakar Samuel. Hi, I'm from Kenya, Nairobi. I'm reading your comments, but it's something I'm talking about, and then I'll talk about the comment section later on. So being employed the first time, I gave the notice 5 months down the line, and then on the 6th month, that's when I stopped working. Now here's the kicker: when I stopped working from that office, I was supposed to be paid my last salary. He didn't pay me that salary. It was a shamble. Like, it was crazy because he was like, no, 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 I'm not. You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me that you're quitting, and I'm like, but I gave you a letter a month ago, and I've been telling you every week. Remember, on such dates, like the end of that month, I am going to actually my idea was to go back to school and further my education, or go back to the internship. I was told there was an opening place where I did my internship during my courses. So it was weird. He said, no, let me talk to you next week. I went home. I was frustrated. My mom was mad because I had quit a job without having another job. But I was like, by faith, I will survive. If I survived 1 year without work, I will survive and I'll find another work. Uh, a week passed. I went back to get my salary. He started giving me excuses that they have a burial to attend to. And I was like, what does that have to do with the agreement we said I come this week to get my salary? It was like confrontation. He started shouting and I started panicking. I had a panic attack, a very bad that, because I'm not a confrontational person. If we talk calmly, agree, okay. But now, because of the shouting, it just took me back to my childhood and hearing my father and my mother fighting. So I got a panic attack because of that confrontation. He was even shocked by that until he was just like, okay, okay, I'll send the money tomorrow. he he didn't though. He sent it a week later. And that's the person I was working with. So after that, 6 months. Then the 6 months in between 2015. Yeah, 2015. Wait. Yeah, 2015. In December, then again, my dad, I had talked, we at least got into talking terms with my father, and I told him that I was employed and I was looking for employment. He gave me a recommendation that his lawyer friend he was representing an architect, and I can go there and ask for employment. So I went. I got lost the first day because my dad didn't know the directions to where exactly the office was. And when I called the lawyer also didn't know where. I was like, okay, this is weird. So the next day, after I got lost and went back home because of frustration, they sent me the direction of where exactly I'm supposed to go. I went, I met the architect, and I told him, okay, I need, even if it's a starting point of internship, I can start from there, even if it's not payable. And he was like, do you have your laptop? I said, yes, I do have a laptop. And he was like, okay, come Monday, because that was on a Thursday. Come Monday, and then we'll see what you can do. And then from there, we can know if you're going to have any more training in working with the softwares that we work with or whatever. But come with your CV and your certificates and all that. So the week after I went, that's December 2015, I went like a week to December holidays, the Christmas holidays. I went, and he gave me a project of do I don't know why the interviews is always drew a bungalow house, but I was given that, and he told me to do the drawings and also 3Ds. I did them, and he was like, wow, that was fast. I'm very fast when I because I'm in the zone of something I love doing, and like everything fades away. So I drew, and from there he was like, okay, welcome. Come January, you'll start work. And that's how I got employed where I am currently, up to date from 2016 to now. Still working with the same architect. He's actually, it's a friendly place to be because it gives you freedom to do your own projects. He also uh, he'll give you pointers and all that. Even says if the office works are slow, you can do your own projects. I'll support you in that. And I think in the working industry, we have people, because I've seen both sides of the spectrum of a boss who doesn't know how to embrace teamwork, and a boss who loves doing teamwork. Because when we're in the office, you will even he will even ask you for your input in the projects, and then he'll say, you do it your way and also do my way, and then we can compare the two and sit and discuss which way the design is better to work with. Yeah, so I worked there. I was still living with my mother. Then afterwards, like when I got 28 years old, that is 2019, I was like, okay, that's the year actually my grandmother was operated on her kneecap. She had serious arthritis. So at the same time, well, she was healing, we were doing her physio and massages and doctor's appointment from home. um yeah, so yeah, all that comes. I think adulting, sometimes that's when you see other things that you've been told for years and years. But to some point, you can say adulting was a lie. They never told us the responsibilities and the bills and the taxes we are going to pay. Yeah. So I've been working there, still doing also my side projects, and also that has also opted me to pursue my other passion of singing, writing my music, and it's been fun and very, which is weird. In the office right now, I'm the only lady, the only woman. That's why I said, in our industry, it's not a lot of women who are there, and if they're there, they're scarcely in between. Uh, and like right now, I'm working with a colleague who's at least closer in my age, and then we have in our office we have the architect, and then we also have the quantity surveyor's office. That also is only men, and they're senior. Like my boss is a retired, he was working for the government but retired, but also he didn't want to just stay at home and enjoy his retirement. He wanted to continue designing, so that's why he opened his office. um One thing I can say, like, in the industry of working, I can say there's no bias in that women can't do technical uh, work. Right now, the sites that I go to, especially the sites that I've designed, I have found women doing the manual work, carrying stones, laying stones, and it's and when you ask them if there was any other job, they say right now they have worked, they have looked for washing clothes for other people, they have done all that, but this one is at least the men are giving them respect. They're not shunned, and they're not like teased about it. It's like, you've come to work, if you can do it, do it. I've seen women, like right now, it's a different ball game from when my mom grew up. Women who are doing the demolition, mostly the operation cars, trucks for the bulldozers, the excavators. Women are much wanting those works because they hear the pay is good, it's not bad, and also it's when people see you, they're like, wow, she is doing it. um Other than that, I'll say, if we keep on saying, the more freedom you give people, the more they are they can like say, um, but when you tell somebody don't, they do. But when you tell them do, they actually think about, if I do this, what are the consequences? So even I'll say the rules or laws, even if they're put there, that's when we have more criminals all over, because they have been told don't steal, don't kill, and people are doing it. And some of them are getting away with it, which is crazy to me. But be safe out there. uh Abakar Samuel, ulienda maandamano? I didn't, because I know myself. I don't know. I'm not that fast to run. I am. I have cat reflexes, but sometimes in case of a crowded area, I either panic or my brain just starts doing mathematicals instead of, I don't have the flight, that reflex of things happen, you just run away. No, I can't do that. Kiswahili ndio naongea Kiswahili, lakini na prefer kuongea Kizungu. And thanks for the prayers. I think that's what today. I didn't have much. Just, yeah, it doesn't come easy when you go out there and look for work. You might get like 1 year before you get employed. Don't lose hope. If that's the job you're really in your heart and soul, you know that's what you're put on this earth to do, fight for it. But you can also do like the way my family was recommending me to go and look for other work other than the one that I was passionate about. But now I don't think I will have done it with like clear heart. It will have been very poor. I will have done it poorly. Not not gonna lie. That will have been, wow, devastated. Like, bad. But if I think other push, some people I know they've graduated for different courses, but they're doing different work from whatever they studied. Others I know were pushed by their parents to do the course. It was not their choice. But others that who chose that course and later on discovering that it's not what they really wanted. But sometimes they go back and go for the one that, yeah, their heart is longing for. So other than that, I'm good still doing architecture and I'm happy doing it. There's going to come a time I'm going to show you some of my sites, completed houses, already occupied, and I might say I'm really happy doing it. It's something that I love doing. I might even sometimes I don't have the office work and I don't have my own side work. I like just scribbling down and drawing just for fun. And sometimes that drawing just for fun can get a client much later on. It's like I'm manifesting it on the pad or on the laptop or on the drawing pad. Yeah, today it was not much, but keeping on time, like being every Tuesday. I'm going to be posting every Tuesday. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the hearing. And thanks for showing up. Bye.